Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how I bleach the knots on my closure. The first thing you want to do is make sure that the baby hairs and any flyaways are pushed back so that they don't get bleached. And to do that, all you have to do is spray a little water on it and brush or comb the hairs back. I'm going to be using the Redken Flash Lift powder and then the Redken 30 volume developer. And so I just pour that into my mixing bowl. I used about 3 scoops, and then I just continue adding developer until it's at the perfect consistency. You don't want it to be too runny, or else it will run straight through the closure onto the hair and just ruin it. So you want it to be kind of thick. If I had to compare it to something, it would be maybe like cake batter. And to test it before I put it on my closure, I turn my spoon over, and if it just falls completely off, then I know that I need to add more powder because it's too thin. But if it takes a little bit to fall off, then I feel like it's the perfect consistency. So now I'm just going to smooth that on like butter. And excuse the noise in the background, my baby's nursing. But I'm just smoothing it on like butter. You don't want to press down too hard, or else you will bleach the hairs and not just the knots. You only want to bleach the knots. So I'm just smoothing that on like butter, making sure that I get the bleach all over. And I don't know why, but I just have to stand up to do this. And this is real time, by the way. I didn't speed up the video. I want y'all to see, exactly how I smooth this bleach solution onto my closure. It really doesn't take long at all. You just have to be careful, and that's why I'm using a spoon. I feel like when I use that brush, it's just too difficult. But if you use the back of a plastic spoon, then you should be okay. It's really, really easy this way. You just smooth it on, make sure that you cover the entire closure, even the front part, because that's, the beginning of the closure. You want that to be bleached because that's what people will see. That's the first thing they'll see. So yeah, just continue to smooth that on. Make sure that you aren't pressing too hard. It's okay, baby. Make sure you aren't pressing down too hard, but you also want to make sure that you're pressing down enough, because there is a such thing as only bleaching the backside of the knots, and that won't help you at all. You won't even, when you turn the closure over, you won't even notice a difference. Okay, so now that I've finished, I noticed that I did get bleach on some of the hair. So I'm just going to take a wet napkin and carefully wipe it off, because if not, the hair will turn blonde. And then you also want to do what I'm doing here and looking to make sure that the knots are completely covered. So I guess I noticed that I could press down a little harder. So that's just what I'm doing. I'm just going back over with my spoon, applying a little pressure just to make sure that the bleach has completely covered the knots. So all you have to do is pick up your closure and you should be able to see. Okay, so now I'm just gonna cover it with some foil and allow it to process. The heat makes it process faster. And I set my timer for about 20 minutes. I check on it, and then if I still see a lot of black spots, or if they aren't the perfect color, then I'll allow it to process a little longer. As you can see, all of the dark black spots have disappeared, so it's time to rinse it out. And I would not recommend allowing it to sit for more than 30 minutes. I recommend allowing it to sit for 20 minutes, checking it, and if you feel like it needs to go a little longer, allow it to go for about 5 minutes, check it again, and then at 30 minutes it's time to rinse it out. If it didn't work out, then you can always redo it, but you don't want to over bleach your closure, because then that's just a whole new ball game. So when it's time to rinse it out, you just rinse off all the bleach. Then I add some neutralizing shampoo to make sure that everything stopped processing, and then you can go on with your shampoo and conditioner. This is just a co-wash that I'm using, so shampoo and conditioner mixed. And as you can see, the knots are perfectly bleached and it just looks like scalp. So everything worked out. And as you can see, I have 2 closures here, and as I told you, well, maybe I didn't, but each closure is different. So they actually were done at the same time. So one closure needed to be processed for 30 minutes and the other closure only needed to be processed for 20 minutes. So that's why it's important to check the closures after about 20 minutes or so, because each closure is different. If someone told you, oh, it only takes 25 minutes, it may take one closure 25 minutes and another closure 30 minutes. So just keep an eye on it. And like I said, if you're not sure, rinse it out, and you can always redo it because you don't want to over bleach it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.